Morning everyone. So today we're at a Toyota. There we go, Toyota. And it's the Auris, Roddy? Auris, I think. Auris TR. Right. So the customer's complaint. So that's just to confirm the customer's complaint. The check engine light is on. And it comes up there, check engine. It failed its MOT here in the UK. Now we call that the Ministry of Transport, and it's our annual safety check. So the engine management light was on, so you cannot pass your MOT here in the UK when that's on. So here's the codes we pulled: a P2196 oxygen AF, so that's an air fuel sensor. So when you see AF, that's always more expensive. AF sensor signal stuck rich, bank 1, sensor 1. So I'll show you where that is. So there it's there. So I would imagine this will be 5 wires. Yeah, we see a blue, a black, a white, and hard to see. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3. No, it's maybe just 4 wires. So it's stuck rich. I think it's 4 wires. Anyway, the guy said he had it at a garage before, they cleared it and it ran for a year and it was fine, but we're not actually sure what the original code was. So we'll look at some scan data, but on this type of sensor and sometimes Toyota's data, the figures are hard to understand, so you're better with generic OBD. So I drew up some PIDs. Now there was 186 PIDs for this thing, and the AF test results, it says complete. AF lambda bank 1 sensor 1, so you'd imagine that wants to stay at 1. AF sensor current bank 1 sensor 1, so you can see this thing's actually taking current. Oof, this seems to be working. So I don't think our AF sensor is a problem. That's switching lovely jubbly. And you can see our voltage. Now they always stay about 3. Oh no, it doesn't. Told you lies. Switching about the place. So, Now I've never cleared the code, so let's go into mode 2 and see what it says. So that's the 4 PIDs grafted. So we want to stay at lambda 1. And so anything below 1 is rich. Anything above 1 is lean. So you can see there we go, that's lean. We're stoichiometric, they call it. See this top one here? When we're at 1, that's stoichiometric. That means, I think it's Greek for correct. Or lambda's correct, can't remember. And then you can see we're taking some current. That lambda sensor looks fine to us, so we decided to have a visual inspection of the exhaust, and Roddy will show you. We're at the back right enough, but watch this. Magic! One of these quick assemble exhausts. So I think we're going to look at the front, because a hole in the exhaust would cause it to be rich, believe it or not, because it's looking at excess oxygen. So a lambda sensor does not actually measure octane of fuel or anything like that. It looks at air. So when it sees excess air or less air, that's when it knows it's rich or lean. So let's have a look. Then we'll get it over the pit and have a look at the front, see if there's any leaks. So there we go. The fuel system's still in open loop. Now we're in closed loop. 99's a wee bit rich, 1's perfect, 101's lean. There's no giving us any, well, short term fuel trim bank 1 sensor 1, don't know what that means. There's a wee rattle. Let's go and have a wee look. We'll just try to see if there's any air leaks in here. Can't see nothing. So we jumped into OBD, and you can see that the short term on bank one's 1.562. Well, it's just changed, but I'm not sure about these figures if they're plus or minus 15. So you're then going to close. Oh, it's saying CL fault. Oh, there we go. So it's still in fault. So let's try and clear it, and we're going to take this again. So we're going to read live data. So select all. So okay. I'm beginning to wonder if it's in default mode. Never mind. So this is OBD. So that looks okay. These figures look okay. EGR, engine RPM. So that's saying 1, and that's saying 1. So that's just ever so slightly lean, by a smidgen, as they would say here. And then we've got closed loop fault. So that's a biggie. And that will be taking away our long-term fuel trims. So it's went into its default strategy. So you want to put the key over already, and we'll just clear the codes, my man. So come out of this. I think it is a bit rich, eh? I smell it's a bit. Aye. So we'll clear fault codes. Okay. So read fault codes. I think I went into Lexus with this one because it's not got Toyota. I can't see that. No fault codes, yes. So we'll do the welding first, then we'll come back to it. Oh. So we're just tack welding the exhaust. There we go. So we've cleared the fault code, and I eyeballed the exhaust manifold, and I can't see any leaks. So you can see our fuel system status. We're in closed loop, but we've not got a fault. Let's see. Equivalency ratio, so it is moving. So I would think it's taking its feed from that sensor now. Closed loop 1. That's what we want, 1. The short term's at 0. Because we've just cleared the codes, the number of warm-ups at 0. You can see that the O2 sensor's moving, so it is taking current. We knew that before. Let's see. I think we'll take this a little run to see if we can start building the figures for short-term fuel trim. That's what we'll do. So we gave this little Toyota Auris a test drive, and you can see, look, read fault codes. It's going to generic. Oh. Go back, read fault codes. Generic. So see this P2196, within 2 minutes of driving, it comes up pending. So what we've done, we went into onboard monitoring test mode 6. And you can see here, exhaust gas sensor monitor, bank 1 sensor 1. And you can see it's passed the first test, which we believe is a voltage test. But if you go to the next one, fail, and that's looking at the current test. You know, this is a wideband, and it measures current for this O2, its oxygen levels. So it's failed that test. So that's why the light's coming on, and it's almost immediately. So this car's running fine. It doesn't seem to be running rich. So we think here's just an aging sensor. But and we checked all these other data PIDs for misfires. There's no any misfires, nothing like that. If you go to the second O2 sensor, you can see that's passed its first test, which is a voltage test, and it's passed its second test. Now, it's not a wideband, that's just a normal O2 sensor, so it's not got any current measurements in it. But we've got a problem. The problem is, when we try to remove this O2 sensor, it starts to get tight. Let's see. So we're going to get our engineering friend to come up and remove it, and it probably needs an insert in there, because we don't want to take it out tonight, because the woman will be off the road with it. But just the type of thing it is. You can get lucky sometimes, and other times it's just horrendous. So he'll maybe need to put an insert into that. So we'll just have to wait and see, but it feels terrible coming out.